Welcome to episode of Singapore Real Estate Explained, where we dive deep into the numbers for real estate investments. My name is Christian, and I would like to bring to you the latest updates for real estate investment landscape. Okay, so today we have a very interesting topic, which is the new restrictions on commercial property that came out by the government. And this is very important because it will change the way and the strategies that we'll be adopting in terms of commercial real estate investment. And without much further ado, let's go. So what is this new regulations about? So it's done by URA, where now they have the restriction on the strata subdivision. Okay, so on March 15, okay, which this year 2023, URA no longer allow any kind of subdivision for commercial property component, okay, located in the CBD, okay, Central Business District and Orchard Road corridors. Okay, and also there are some other areas also including this. Okay, so what does it mean by strata subdivision? Okay, in short, it just talks about dividing the property into individual strata ownership, okay, separate ownership. So a very good analogy is something like a condominium. Okay, a condominium, you're made out of many different titles within a plot of land. So this is similar for offices, where before March 15, 2023, okay, offices are allowed to be sold by developers as a form of strata ownership title. Okay, but now it's no longer available to do so. Okay, so why is there such a regulation? Okay, where nowadays developers they redevelop the plot of land, the plot of office, they're not able to sell as strata units, but they have to sell as an entire building, like a grade A office concept. And why is that so? Especially in those areas mentioned, is number one, there's maintenance and upkeep challenges. Okay, when it comes to strata unit, a very good example would be something like Oxley Tower. If you know, in the smack in the center of a CBD area, some of the strata titled shops are not very well kept, well maintained. So they are quite empty. They are not very well received by the public itself. So this leads to deteriorating physical condition over time. Okay, and the second thing is also for the management and consensus issue. So when it comes to a strata titled office building, okay, so this fragmented ownership in strata title makes it challenging to achieve consensus among owners for necessary upgrades or regular maintenance. Okay, so this can be found quite commonly in a lot of strata titled offices where you have one party that say, hey, the light here is spoiled, the corridor has some problem, and they're willing to pay to make it a better living environment. But then you have another group where maybe another strata title owner who say, I don't want to spend this money. So it caused a lot of like a conflict in between. It caused it not to move in the end of the day. And this caused the maintenance of the building to be less well maintained. So this is something that the URA wanted to once and for all negate all this problem, especially in the prime district, which you see later which districts we are looking at, so that it could upkeep the standards of the office building constructions, okay, and the maintenance. All right, so next, third reason is to preserve urban landscape. Okay, so especially in certain areas, CBD area and Orchard Road area, the government knows that, hey, this is a very prime plot of land, very little number of land over here. So they want to make sure the aesthetics and the function and integrity of these areas are well kept, so they'll be able to bring out the vibe of orchard CBD. They wanted to make it pristine and urban landscape that is worth preserving. All right, and the fourth thing is similar to the first two, maintenance upkeep, is effective property management. So usually you must understand, people who actually buy one whole office, which is like great offices, which only sold by per block of office, means one whole title office, they're actually managed by this group of people, REITs, okay, which is real estate investment trust. So all this big company like from CapitaLand and etc., they take care of the whole building. They tend to be more effective because they are more well versed in terms of property management as compared to strata titled owners. Okay, and fifth, aligning with national significance. So they want to make sure, as mentioned just now, landmarks in Singapore like Orchard and CBD area, they are well known to be a place where great offices are found. All these offices that even in the redevelopment construct are very well maintained. Okay, so you want to keep the image. Okay, and last but not least is to preserve a long-term asset value. Okay, why is it so? Is because they want to make sure that all these individual units, okay, this whole block, the asset value to preserve, okay, they are not caused by deterioration on the building, where, I mean, there's different strata title owner who wants to manage the building but not managing well. They want to make sure that this asset value remains competitive in the market, it remains of one of the top choice in terms of investment within the area. Okay, but of course, it doesn't mean that strata title office are not worth considering, because it has its own perks, which I'll share later on in terms of the investment analysis. All right, so much further ado, let's understand where are this new implementation of this ruling. So the areas affected, if you take note, they're actually at the Orchard Road corridor. Okay, Orchard Road, Tanglin Road, and Scotts Road. If you look down all the way, okay, Scotts Road, Orchard Road, Tanglin Road, the whole stretch down the Orchard. Okay, which very easy way to identify this road is when you see the Christmas, okay, welcome to Christmas in December this year, you will see that this whole entire road is decorated well with Christmas decoration. So these are the areas, the entire offices that is surrounding this entire road, it will be affected. And the next area that we have over here is the CBD corridor, which have flanked down all the way from Battery Road down to Raffles Quay to Robinson Road and all the way to Anson Road. Okay, so from your Raffles Station all the way down to Telok to Tanjung Pagar. Okay, this entire road itself, all the officers are fringing this entire road. We have 2 roads to be exact. Okay, will be classified under these areas as affected. Okay, and the last one on the list is actually, interestingly, near to the North Bridge Road, the Stamford Road area, the Bras Basah, this entire key landmarks where you have the War Memorial Park, the Pandan Field, your Supreme Court and Parliament House, all the offices within these particular zones will be affected. Okay, so why is it important to know about this? Is because this will actually change how the redevelopment proposal will be. Okay, so as compared to last time, where developer can unblock this entire land and then it's a strata titled unit, which is easier for liquidity because more people can take the entire block. Now they cannot do so. Okay, they have to redevelop the entire plot. They have to sell that plot as a Grade A office, and if you fall within this particular area, so you must sell one building by itself. So for en bloc to happen, if you fall within this category, it will be even tougher. Okay, in fact, the last building that just managed to clear, to not be fall under this ruling, was actually your PIL building. If you know, very famous. Yeah, fun fact, my wife actually works there. So this entire block itself, right, was actually bought over and redeveloped into this office called a Solitaire, which is already fully sold. So you can see, in terms of liquidity, when it comes to reselling as a strata title, because you have more players who can actually buy over entire floor plate, okay, one floor plate by one floor plate of offices. Nowadays, developer no longer be able to hedge on this profit margin if you want to develop within this area. Okay, so what does it mean? And what kind of impact would it cause? Okay, this is very important because this will affect how we invest in offices nowadays. So one thing to take note is, as I mentioned as well, property developers, project planning, they have to reconsider their project design. Okay, in terms of where they want to redevelop this plot of offices. Okay, because if they're not able to sell individual units, okay, it just means that they need to recreate larger scale project. They think of the entire building as a whole, which is what you hope to achieve, that they're not just about profit making, like selling strata units as it is, but rather having something that has more capital and higher, a longer term investment, okay, rather than a short term kind of redevelopment flipping. Okay, so the project planning will be different. And next thing is, in terms of marketing strategy, okay, most likely you can see it makes all this area that was originally very prime, because there are some buildings could be a little older for development. They no longer may be as favorable as last time. They may want to venture out of this particular zone and area, even to the outskirts, even to other areas that doesn't fall within this particular new planning areas. Okay, and last but not least is regulatory adaptation. If they want to develop into this in the central area, they of course will have to factor in more buffer in terms of en bloc pricing, which also means that en bloc prices, you will see later on in the later slides, it will be less likely to have a very favorable outcome. So if you're holding en bloc property there and hoping that, wow, en bloc will be there, that's one thing that you do have to consider is no longer as lucrative as before. Alright, so let's move on to the next point. So what does it mean? for investors and business owners, which I believe most of the people here, they're quite keen to hear. So how will it change in terms of strategies, in terms of investing in properties over there? So the first thing is, if you are looking to acquire, strata title property in this prime area, this new ruling could affect liquidity and divestability of such investment, especially if you're holding for en bloc. Because if you hold for en bloc, they tear down this entire block, they have to rebuild, they no longer can sell as strata title. So developers are less likely to want to embrace en bloc for these office buildings. So one particular commercial property or office that is subject to this ruling is none other than this place called International Plaza. So this is something that in the past, they could have, just en bloc and then they sell as a strata plus residential kind of concept. But right now, they will want to en bloc this entire building. Residential, yes, you can sell as individual units, but for the pure office component, they have to sell as a whole to a REITs mansion. So they are selling a bigger quantum, so making it less lucrative in terms of en bloc decision. So that's something that does affect the entire investment strategy if you are investing in a unit there. And not just that, in terms of property value, you look at it. So the value of existing strata title property might increase due to limited supply, which is good. So if you're looking into strata titled offices within these areas, because they no longer will be new strata titled units that's coming up within these regions. This actually keep the supply of strata titled offices very precious. And this allows people who are investing in this unit to potentially see a capital growing due to increased demand for such, while with decreased supply in the first place because of all this showing, especially within this zone and these regions. And last but not least, third is the business operation. So business owner looking to own their premise in this area may face high entry costs. This especially so recently we have been on the ground talking to quite a few foreign clients, China clients coming to Singapore. Some of them in fact have already got a citizenship in Singapore regions, and they themselves have been looking to acquire buildings, acquire a floor plate, huge floor plates of offices, which is something that is in demand currently in the market today. But for most of them, because perhaps the government have seen this coming, they don't want the foreigners to come in and really buy the entire floor and their buildings and make it less available for locals to purchase. So they actually came with this ruling that allowed these business owners who want to buy their own premises for their own usage. They may face high entry costs and they may need to either divest their funds into offices that are out of this area, or in fact into larger spaces or entire buildings, which is something that is even harder for them to enter in the CBD. So they're saying that, wow, it's expensive. Why not look at other options? So it's something that if you're able to catch the trend to see where they're moving towards, we're able to create an opportunity in terms of investments, for those investors out there. And last one, let's take a look at the market facts. So with this new regulation that came in, how does it really affect the entire property market in terms of value and transaction? So first thing first, short term, definitely you will see strata title properties, which we've been seeing at nearer to CBD areas. Some of the strata title offices have already started to rise in the prices because of scarcity. And people say, hey, it's in addition, let's go and buy. However, in the longer term, what we'll see is that the market may stabilize with a clearer distinction between strata titled and non-strata titled property. So you'll see two big players in place. One is non-strata, which is you have to buy the entire block, which is a grade A office where you need to buy an entire block hidden by REITs. So it'll be one player by itself. And for the strata titled property, if they rise to a certain level, people find it too expensive, they may want to transit out of this area to look at other commercial property out of these CBD regions. So it's something that we do expect to see, especially when the price continues rising to something that's unaffordable for most of the business owners to take. And the next part in terms of the second effect they will be seeing is market dynamics, because what happens is that they will lead to consolidation of property ownership in central area and resulting in more uniform and higher quality commercial space. So you can see if a strata titled office, use a strata title, were to en bloc and then rebuild as a brand new office, what we foresee is that all this quality of offices will be much higher. You will foresee that happening, and there will be consolidation where you see REITs come there to buy an office building and redevelop as a grade office rather than just reselling as a non-developer to sell for profit making in the short term run. And last but not least, in terms of the investment trend, which I believe a lot of people are actually waiting for this, this will cause a shift, a huge shift. where there are two parts we can actually take a look at. Okay, one is strata titled offices within CBD areas. That was something in the short term runway, it was something that is worth considering. But in the long term runway, people may start to look out of other real estate assets, okay, or location outside the restricted area. This is when the spill effect, where big players who used to be in CBD, they can longer buy on all this area. They will look at exterior areas, and that's when we identify this kind of property with a huge price gap between here and the CBD areas to see where exactly would they go to. And by catching a trend before the money comes in from foreign investment, we're able to catch this market growth. And this is a very exciting period where we're foreseeing more of these trends going. So you have a budget that is great, that's above 3, 4, 5 million. This is something that is worth considering in the longer term run. All right. So with this, okay, we end off this question. Okay, so would this bring a positive impact to the commercial market? Okay, so it's a very good question over here. Let's leave food for thought. Okay, and if you are keen to find out more about this, okay, whether it will bring a positive impact to the commercial market, okay, do contact any of our brokers through this main WhatsApp line. Okay, right over here, where you can actually have ask us question about this, because this will be a very big topic, especially if you have the entry quantum to enter into this space, which will be the next big thing that we're looking at in the investment space itself. Okay, so this is something that we hope to bring more value, more insight, because just one small news can really tip the entire investment strategy and landscape we're looking at right now in Singapore properties. Okay, so my name is Christian, and I hope that you really enjoyed this video. If you'd like to find out more about our latest updates, our market news and market cycle and home tour videos, okay, do scan this QR code right here for our Telegram group, and we would love to share more about all these things and give you the best perks ever. Okay, so I hope that this was useful for you, and see you again soon. Bye.